And I will repeat that. Reverence to my Guruji, Swami Nirbhayananji Saraswati, and Chinmayanandaji from Chinmaya Mission, my mother and my grandfather, all have been instrumental for me to get into Bhagavad Gita. And I must remember my one teacher called Subramanya, Sri Subramanya is no more, was working as an engineer who used to push us every Sunday into learning the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Those days we used to just chant. So I was talking about one, her name is Jaya Rao. She has titled her thumbnail, it's called thumbnail, I think, on the YouTube. Don't we need GPS for our life? What will show us direction? Bhagavad Gita. Because it suits people of different mentality. Only thing that is required is, as we said in the previous session, it requires Shraddha. Shraddha, I sang that song, no? Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna mentioned that wherever there is faith, there will be direction. If you show faith, it will be there. Actually, one young boy asked me, why do I get so much, always I'm immersed in thoughts of, insecurity. That boy is very ambitious, very high achiever. He has already achieved, but he's still young. Why do I get this thought that I may get promotion, I may not get promotion? What will happen to my job? In spite of putting so much of my effort, will they recognize? They have recognized, they have appreciated, but he is looking for another growth. Will they appreciate? Will they like? Will they acknowledge, or will they recognize my efforts? They will definitely recognize. I said, what if they don't? Ithra anxiety, very high IQ, high achiever, gold medalist, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. But ಈ ಭಯ ಇದೆ. And then little bit I counseled and I told, no, you should not. Then another person was there. He said, in our Indian Vedanta, they say karmanye vadi, because that boy is a very, very modern person with modern thinking, so-called Gen Z, you can say. So in our Vedanta, slowly, the other person also told, we say karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. To do our job is all that we know. He said, I also looked into Chat GPT. Will Chat GPT counsel you? No, I asked. After that, after we spoke about this karmanye, where is it given Bhagavad Gita? Then he goes to the Chat GPT and he asks, what would Krishna do if he were in my position? That boy has put up GPT. And the Chat GPT told exactly the same thing. Krishna says, do your work and leave the results to me. That's what Krishna has told, and the Chat GPT gave counseling to that boy. Then I said, hats off to Chat GPT. I said, thank God it is guiding you in the right way. But where did that source come? Was it originally from Chat GPT? No, it also depends on Krishna. Chat GPT cannot give any counseling sessions to anybody. It only connects wherever it will connect whatever has been published. And there are so many publications on Bhagavad Gita on the internet. It has pulled, but this boy felt happy. Even Chat GPT told me, after we talked about Bhagavad Gita, he says, Chat GPT also says that Krishna would have done like this and that. Then I said, okay, then why did you ask what Krishna would have done? Oh, somewhere I felt Krishna is a hero. Then I said, that is where you are. That means you believe in what Krishna says. You have heard, or somewhere, though you are so new to Bhagavad Gita, you believe in Krishna. So when you believe in Krishna, then definitely your life will have a proper direction. And then coincidentally, I came across this title by Jaya Rao. Please listen. She's a microbiologist in Mumbai. Very beautifully she speaks. Very nice. Vedanta Vision, it's called. So she says, don't we need a GPS in life? Don't we need a direction in life? And nothing but Bhagavad Gita, nothing as good as Bhagavad Gita or Vedanta can guide us in a very unbiased and rational way. So this is the way the younger generation should be guided. And once they get exposed to it, then, and if they have faith, they should get exposed to it, they should have faith. then there is no looking back. I'm very sure, because I have seen so many people getting attracted referring to those. But definitely, it should be followed in a very systematic way. Another incident I wanted to quote today, I saw on LinkedIn, 69% of the younger generation wants to have, they don't believe in monogamy. That means they don't want to be, they, even if they are married, they want to have multiple relationship, because that is giving them that is giving them relief from exhaustion of work stress and stress due to relationships. ಕಿಚ್ ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ they have done a survey. I will share that in the group today. It was, I was you know, surprised and awestruck actually. How can the generation think? And of course, many people have commented and they have told it is based on this is essential for me to start today's session. So they have told that to get rid of that stress, which is like I said, this boy was telling, I am always stressed whether I will be recognized or not, whether my job will continue or not. ಇವೆರಡು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನು ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ eating them like anything. If they come towards this side, they go little bit within, or if somebody guides them, then they have proper direction and sustained consistently they start, then nothing like it. So it is the responsibility of everybody to spread this message of Gita to everyone and tell them that it can be very, very simple as karmanyevadhikarasya. Samskritanu bekagilla. Do your job, focus on your job and leave it to God. But one thing is there. Initially, we may say, put all your efforts. Swamiji used to say, don't tell them about God in the beginning. Just tell them you have immense capacity. Adne helbidbodu. Immense capacity. You needn't even take the name of God, because we will talk about consciousness. That consciousness is within. And therefore, put all your efforts to invoke that consciousness within you. Don't go to any temple. Don't pray any God. Just believe in yourself, because deep within there is an ocean of energy. That is spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Anta relevant shlokas helta hodre, I think we will save this world. Otherwise, it is going in without any GPS. As she said, there is direction illa, because so many distractions are there. Relationships are losing value because they are under stress. They don't know what to do. Gita will guide them in both professional profession and in relationship. And these are the two major stressors. And one more thing was, I was talking to Shubha the other day. Watch, I think all of us are doctors here. And for anybody, watch a Netflix alone series ide. PIT anta, I think it's called The PIT, Pittsburgh Hospital Emergency Medicine. All of you, please watch. You will understand what doctors are going through, the amount of stress in spite of giving 200%, not even 100%. The kind of stress, I don't know why it happens, but they have shown the reality. So Gita is a solution for any kind of stress. It will immediately, it will relax. So I felt happy that when this young boy who says that ChatGPT also told exactly what you mentioned, and for ChatGPT the source is of course Bhagavad Gita. So ChatGPT is an endorser for Bhagavad Gita now. So it's okay. I said, good, ChatGPT will be like another sadhu in future. I'm happy, at least he is guiding us in the right way. So with that, I just wanted to emphasize on how Bhagavad Gita can be a great source of strength. So we started from the first chapter. Krishna starts gradually, and to suit different mentalities, he has spoken about Sankhya Yoga, Andre Aham Brahmasmi. You have that consciousness. You are capable, because I sit there as consciousness of the health. If you don't want also, not required. There is super consciousness, which is infinite potential, which is there in everybody. That is the energy. That's all. Adan helta he comes to Bhakti Yoga. Actually, Raja Yoga. Dhyana is virtually Raja Yoga. Dhyana Yoga is Raja Yoga. That is clarified now. And then like that he comes, and now 15th chapter is extremely important, wherein 12th and 15th are always chanted. When you want to start, just chant just two chapters, they say, because this is the essence of this samsara. We have discussed that. This samsara is described as inverted Ashwatha tree. Why Ashwatha? We said it's ancient and it has got roots everywhere. But Here they talk about inverted tree wherein the roots are up and the branches are down. And because the roots are compared to the Parabrahman or the consciousness, roots are compared to Parabrahman or the consciousness which is above, and the branches and everything is samsara. And how beautifully Krishna says that these branches are nothing but our desires, which start growing after the contact with the buds, that twigs or buds, which are nothing but sense objects. So once we get in this samsara vriksha, our attachment towards the sense objects will grow more and more, and they develop into branches depending on the sense objects, what kind of attractions we are normally attracted to. So that decides the direction of these branches. If we are attracted to good things, Bhagavad Gita, the branches go upwards, close to the roots, Parabrahman. If we are attracted to the pleasures, enjoyments, activities, middle level, Rajasikavagi hogate, middle worlds also, and they lie in the middle. If we are attracted to the lowest tendencies and all kinds of vices, wrong things, negative things, inertness, ignorance, then they go downwards. So they describe the path, they describe as the branches going into the 7 worlds above, 7 worlds below. That is similar to our mentality, mindset. If we get attracted to the good things, then it will go to the upper world, Sattvic, up to Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka means, as I said, mentally also, it is the most peaceful and most wise loka, wise thought process, wise, our chakras get elevated. And on the contrary, as I said, vice versa also can happen. So this is how they describe. More we get attached to, he has told, secondary roots will develop. What is more important is those roots, secondary roots, they need to nourish these branches. And then you have desired something. Let me provide you another samsara. From where does this come? Energy comes from consciousness only. Whatever you want, whatever you want. But what happens is they become so deep rooted. If we just want to go to watch, as I said, watch movie or possession, or I like this environment, these people I have to be andre, they become deep rooted. Next janma also you'll be born much more deeper. They become so deep rooted, they become your DNA in all the lives, not only this life. Science will say DNA from parents. Spiritual science will say these vasanas are nothing but the super DNA, you can call, which will continue across your births, and that they can never be erased. So you will continue to take birth. Now vasana, our desires more and more, without getting understanding or getting some knowledge, if we entertain our distractions, then not only they draw you away from divinity, but they become deep rooted. They become deep rooted and they become so adherent, and that makes a wheel which will not allow our consciousness to manifest. That means we cannot show our divine qualities. That is a description so far he has given. Now he says how to get rid of them, those deep rooted ones. So he says asanga shastrena, detachment. We come to that only. How can we do asanga shastrena? The weapon of detachment, that has to be sharpened. There should be a sharp and a strong axe of detachment. So how to get that, how to make it sharper ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ, no, not ಇದು ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಇರ್ಬ, ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮೋಹ ಜಿತ ಸಂಗ ದೋಷ ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ನಿತ್ಯ vinivritta kamaha, get over the desires, be aware that you are getting drawn to that, and there shouldn't be any kind of delusion. Meet people, learn from them, draw attraction towards them, get over the likes and dislikes, dvandva, and sukha dukha. You have to consider happiness and sorrow as much as possible on the same platform, getting the wisdom. So idu hogta hodange, even the consciousness also will start manifesting more, and it will actually help you. Consciousness will always, it will support, but it manifests more when a person wants to learn wisdom. So when we do that and we understand what is this Atman, there is a way to cut this samsara vriksha. That means permanent solution from misery. We will not be reborn. So that is the only solution, permanent solution for misery. But in the process also, we will start seeing the things as they are. So today he says that. So now in the we had left at seventh. Mamayivamsho jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanaha manaha shasthani indriyani prakrtisthani karshati. He's talking of how is he located in this body, an eternal portion of myself. Eternal portion of myself um, comes here as a soul. Jivatma, it comes as a soul. Eternal portion. Andre Bhagavanta heng kanastanala ache iche. If you think everything is shining because of him, ideally we also should shine. But then what happens is, immediately the Prakriti gets attached, or this soul attracts the five senses and the mind. Five sense organs and senses. And the eyes, ears, tongue, skin, and the smell. Andre, the sense organs and the mind. Andre, immense distraction. It gets bound there so that the power of, all pervading, all luminosity, adella hopadtide, because the senses will engulf, as it were. It gets trapped. So the same Paramatma now becomes a trapped Jivatma. When it becomes trapped, it's called Jivatma. It is there in the Jiva. So the sense organs, the senses, and whatever we have seen, whatever we have heard, whatever we think, whatever we reflect, kutkond, it will make one package, bundle. Mindo, adu, it's a very subtle thing. We cannot demonstrate. As of now, we cannot demonstrate, but it can be experienced. It can be observed. If we are aware, we can observe our mind and our senses, where it is going, what it is liking. So Adu plus the Jivatman, they become a kind of package. And he says, I become that, and I draw and I start experiencing. Now the eighth one says, Shariram yadavapnoti yajjapyutkramatiishvaraha grahitvaitani sanyati vayurgandhani vashayat. So when that Atma, Lord, he is a Lord. Atma is a Lord consciousness. He attains this human body. That's what is his creation. And when he lives, so he is in the body now also, he is there, and he is trapped by all these senses. And if the gunas are sattvic, there is more manifestation. If the guna is rajasic, moderate, tamasic, there is no he is the person who will give the energy for everything, but he will not be manifested. Qualities are not clearly observed. So, but when he leaves his body, whatever papa, punya, karma, our gunas, everything, gunas are part of this mind and complex only, intellect. So he takes these, and then the Atman leaves the body taking this bundle. So whatever we have done is stored, just like it is accounted in the passbook bank statement. We have whatever is credited, whatever is debited, everything gets documented in the passbook, in the bank statement. And unfortunately, we have an access to that as with our ordinary eyes and our efforts. But here, we don't know what we have done. We assume we have always been good, but that gets documented as karma. And this Jivatman, Ishvara, when the Lord obtains a human body and when he leaves it, Shariram Yadavapnoti Yachapi Utkramati Ishvara. Utkramati Ishvara. Utkramati means when he leaves. Yadavapnoti, when he gets the body. How do we get this body? When there is in the womb, when there is sperm and the ova, they meet, then there is a embryo, and then the soul enters that. Some people say that soul enters at that time, and somebody they say that it enters the sperm of the man through rains and all that. Idu Upanishadalli helirodu. The soul, this soul. Now let us say this soul with that sukshma sharira, mind and everything. it has left. It will stay for a while. Then it is automated in such a way, when it wants to take a birth in another family, it is guided in that direction. Which direction? Wherever it feels its karma and desires are going to be fulfilled. How does it enter there? They say it enters the through rains. It is there in the atmosphere. Through rains, it enters the field and it gets into the grain. That grain will be consumed by somebody, that man, in whose family this soul wants to take a birth. So it goes through his sperm and enters the womb of the woman. That's how it gets birth. ಅಂತ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು. It is described, and I have reference for that. My Swamiji also has told in his speeches also. So it's not mine. This is a reference. So this is how the soul finds its way. So that's what, when the Lord obtains the body and he leaves this. So when he goes, no, he will go with these package, the Sukshma Sharira, that subtle body, Jivatman and subtle body. He goes there, he will fulfill that. Matte addition, deletions agatte. And when he leaves the body, again he takes it. So when a person dies, supposing I die, my body dies, his gross body will die. The Atman leaves, but Atman does not leave alone. It will leave with the subtle body, because that is how it functions. So hinge ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So Jiva is Ishvara. Utkramati Ishvaraha. Ishvara is considered to be, is used for soul. So when he takes that, then he says, Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha rasanam ghranameva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayan upasevate. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಜೀವಾತ್ಮನ್ನು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರ. ಆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ದ ನೋಸ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್, ಆದ್ರೆ ದ ಸಟಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್, ಹಿಯರಿಂಗ್, ಆಡಿಟರಿ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ವಿಷನ್, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಇದೆ ಅದು. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಮೂವೀಸ್. ಅದು ಹೋಯ್ತು, ನನ್ನ ಜೀವ ಸತ್ತ ಮೇಲೂ ಅದು ನನ್ನ that subtle body will carry that desire to see movies. What desire to see something. Next janma, no, that desire will continue. Okay, you take in this family, they all watch movies. Go keep watching. So that desire and that sense with the Atman has taken birth there, and it enjoys. It continues because adradu deep rooted vasana ide. Vasana samskara ಬೆಳೆದು ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನೋಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಿ, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಚ್ ವಾಚ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಅದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಅದ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇತ್ತ, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆತ್ಮನ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ and also the mind. It presides on, and he experiences this Atman or the consciousness trapped by these senses. It will still preside, because without its guidance, these senses cannot perform. Gunas will take the direction. Whichever direction you go, the consciousness will preside. Okay, I am there with you. Take the energy. Inge, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ he says, having got into the body, okay, we put it will enjoy and experience. Andre one more thing Swami Ranganathananji says. So kshotram chakshuhu. Kshotram means the ear. Chakshu is eye. Rasanam granamevacha, sense of touch and taste, and also the smell. Okay, rasanam is taste, grana is a smell, sparsha is touch, chakshu is eye, kshotram is ear, auditory sense. Adhisthaya manaschayam vishayan upasevate. This Ishvara or the soul or the Atma, it will enjoy. It will not get attached, but it will experience. That is what they say. It experiences and it gives a Chaitana. So when we see, no, actually the eyes don't enjoy. There is something else which is enjoying. Please understand this. When we eat, it is not the physical stomach. We know where is the stomach, in the abdomen, upper epigastric region. Stomach is not, it's just a mechanical structure, sac. What is enjoying the food and all that? It is your mind, your sense organs. When you taste, it's your sense organs which is enjoying, not this tongue, not the taste buds. It is they are all located in the mind, which have got kind of what I should say, imprints of previous experiences. So it will enjoy. Oh, I had this jalebi. Previously also I had. You meet a person, you listen to their talks. I like this person. So nicely he talks. And Ivella, it is enjoyed by the senses under the presidentship of the consciousness only. Neither the body will enjoy nor the sense on their own independently. Only when the consciousness is making them enjoy, it will give the energy. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananupashyanti pashyanti jnanachakshushaha. So when utkramantam sthitam vapi, when transmigrating from one body to the other or residing in the same, experiencing sense objects, or when united with the gunas, the deluded do not see him, but those who have the eye of wisdom can understand. When utkramantam, that means, as I said, when the atma with the subtle body is leaving, hauda, hinkidya, and the realized souls will understand. Others will not. Many people will not. We are also understanding slowly now because we are having faith in whatever Krishna says. We are understanding little bit, and we are developing little bit of detachment, very little though. But when you develop that detachment, when you develop faith over here, that will pull and wisdom will start coming. So that is what we are all a little bit we are understanding. So when the persons who have developed that wisdom, jnana chakshushaha, eyes of wisdom, jnana is wisdom, and through that wisdom, people who are wise can see that utkramantam sthitam vapi, while transmigrating, all while residing, or and when it is residing, it becomes one with the gunas. It doesn't manifest, it becomes one with the gunas. The consciousness is reflected through the gunas. We don't perceive or we don't see as the this one, but we will understand that consciousness is different, gunas are different. Who sees that? Jnana chakshushaha. But vimudha, opposite, those who are deluded, that means those who are ignorant, cannot, they do not see this arrangement, they do not see. But those who have an eye of wisdom will understand this separation. What is a separation? There is a consciousness, but that is not manifesting in all individuals. It will manifest, it will provide the same energy. But whatever we see of a person is his guna predominantly. But that guna is appearing only because of the conscious, it is reflecting. And when the person leaves his body, this consciousness with the gunas and all that subtleness, it will leave and it will enter. This is the understanding of the wise. It is not the understanding of the deluded people. Swami Ranganathananji says that the modern scientist, they don't accept the nature in this manner because they say we don't accept anything. In fact, he had a discussion with the biological scientists. So they say only the gene is responsible for manifestation, and when a person dies, the gene will die. And when he is reborn, they don't believe in rebirth at all. Even if you believe in rebirth, unless they understand this concept, what they believe in is the manifestation, the guna is only the DNA or environmental factors of life. But spiritual science says that our DNA is the subtle body. That's what very beautifully he says. So we accept survival. We don't, the modern science believes only in survival. The spiritual science believes in evolution. So that is how that DNA can be changed. The DNA can be changed. Beautiful statement yesterday. Actually, I read on A.R. Rahman also has mentioned. I mean, he's not a great soul, a good musician though, but that statement is good. Everything happens on destiny, but destiny can be changed by prayers. And that. So beautiful, no? Do you all believe in this? Can we change the destiny through prayers? Destiny is written. Andre, when you take birth, no, tendency, destiny andre tendency. When you see the horoscope, it will tell idu illide, idu illide, jatkai shani ille, idu illide. Everything is, but is there any possibility of changing the direction? Anybody? Anybody has any opinion on this? Can we change our destiny?
I think Guru can change the destiny.
Guru can change the destiny. Okay. How, sir?
Because they have that capacity, and incidents are recorded in the books.
Okay. They can change the destiny of the student. Okay. One answer. Anybody else? Anybody else feels anything? Please be open. Mallikarjun, what do you think? Can we change? Suvarchala?
Ma'am,
Padmaja?
yes, ma'am. We can change, ma'am.
We
Live
can
exam
change?
I'm only.
Live example is?
I'm only.
You. No,
I
how do
got
you know that you are,
attracted.
this may be your destiny only?
I was attracted to Geeta. I
Huh?
was attracted to Geeta, no? So initially I was not very interested. So many times my father used to tell, ma'am, you
Yeah.
have to read this, you have to read
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But it took some time. After that, I was into this.
Okay,
I
but
feel
what if this was your destiny? In your Jatka, if it is written that you are going to be spiritual,
I don't know about the destiny, but still, I feel it can be changed.
it can be changed. No, no, you are right. Your answer is right, sir's answer. Anybody else want to
Through
add
Yeah,
on?
even
experience.
I feel by your actions, your destiny can be
Yes,
changed.
yes. By our actions, we can change. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ that is called free will. ಸ್ವಂತ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ. So what's an answer to your questions? Gunas, we should be accountable. We cannot just say it's happening according to Gunas. Correct. Only an advanced person can use that statement. Everything is happening to Gunas. To reach, until we reach that stage, we must believe that we can change the destiny. When we are born, it will, the Jatka will tell us our tendencies. Correct. Time of birth ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ good astrologer will tell this is his direction, this is how he has come to do this, he may murder, he may do, or he may become a sadhu, anything can, but that person's as sir said, one self effort, and such self effort martha martha, if he finds a guru and if he gets into good company and all, a good company, whatever, destiny can be changed this way or that way. Your actions will define. Your actions will define. That is why Swami Vivekananda says man is the maker of his destiny. Past is past. What is in future? With this knowledge, we can work. Our efforts have tremendous power to change the destiny, and that effort also includes surrender to the divine. In that effort, we should also add surrender to the divine and accompanying things like good guru, holy people. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ our destiny can be something beyond that. I don't know how far this statement is true, but I have read this. I don't have authentic reference for this. Somebody said Kauravas, as per the Jataka, Kauravas were supposed to win the Kurukshetra, Pandavas were supposed to be defeated. And somebody has commented, yes, but Krishna's presence changed the whole Jatkand. It changed, reversed. So if there is a divine intervention, they say even you can change the destiny. This is what we have heard. And actually, to some extent, as Suvarchala said, I have also experienced that to some extent. So it is our effort and divine way. Our effort should be there. Our action should be there. Awareness should be there. That if we can do, we can change our destiny. And we should, it is your own doing that you are here, what you are. That also defines. That also says. So that, how now you will say, I am what I am because of my own. Otherwise, ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು blame ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. See, he behaved like this, she behaved like, my parents did not teach me, my brothers did not do, my sisters did not. That it has no meaning. It was your own effort. If somebody has troubled you, Andre, why did you allow? All the questions come to you only. So your actions will determine where you go. So why I was telling this is that it is not fixed. Even the genetic expressions also, expression I'm telling, genes may be there, but your actions will define whether they're expressed, what type of genes get expressed. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ genes ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ. So what genes will get expressed? Your effort, your environment, everything. So like that, that is for this life. So he says that the modern science will condemn the fact that we carry our behavioral expressions from previous birth, and the modern science will condemn. But spiritual science has clear, if you observe people, you will come to know clearly. So that becomes a jnana chakshusha. So when the senses leave, when the body consciousness leaves, it will carry along with it the senses. But we are so ignorant that always that consciousness is there with us in this body, with my senses. When I feel, it is experiencing. I feel this because consciousness is experiencing. It's giving energy also. When I leave this body also, my senses are always with the consciousness. ಯಾವತ್ತು ಅವನು ಇದ್ದೇ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಭಗವಂತ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ, we are not able to realize that. So that is, Krishna says, one who starts doing all these practices, no, how to get that jnana chakshusha, it's nothing but how Krishna got that Vishwarupa darshan, no, that divine vision, divya chakshu, jnana chakshu, all these are subtle vision. So all that will come when we continue with our spiritual practices and follow whatever Krishna has told. So he says that knowledge, what Krishna gives is knowledge. If we start becoming wiser and try to start getting clarity of what is happening, then we must believe that he has started manifesting more. That is how he comes. You may not see him, you may see, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa saw, many people see, many are there, names gottilla namge, many would have seen God in the form. But before that, when the wisdom comes, that means he has come with us. If we are able to solve our problem in a matured way, did I do this, did I understand, and some third, that's what is called third eye also. You start sensing something which you never did, and after your spiritual sadhana, if you start experiencing that, that indicates that the knowledge has started flowing. But of course, ultimate thing comes when we realize. So he says jnana chakshushu, jnana chakshu, vimudha nanu pashyanti. Many people vimudha, we can call those people who cannot appreciate this as vimudha only, because they are deluded, they are mesmerized, they do not want to get over that conventional modern science. If they make an effort and let me explore with a faith, probably they will also get this jnana chakshusha. It is just that they have not made an attempt. This is a challenge, he says. And no conclusive evidence has come, because we cannot demo DNA andre molecular biology. Munche gottirlilla. Now we can use the PCR and we can show the DNA. Can we show this sense, rebirth? And can we show this has been carried from the previous birth? We don't know. That day may come, we don't know. But as of now, Swami Ranganathanandaji says it requires a different sense, subtle, it requires a subtle power to understand. Spiritual ability it requires. It is not the modern techniques, it is experiential, it is not demonstrative, it is individual experience. This jnana chakshu, you will come to know how the body has left. I may not be able to see the Atman, but I know, I can realize that Atma was there, it has left, and I will not cry. Ivella wisdom bandide andre we have developed in a subtle way. We have developed in a subtle way. That is a subtle experience. It is not there, it's not a tool. I cannot demonstrate to others because others might not have worked the way I have worked. My spiritual evolution is different, our evolution is different, or they might be still higher. I may not be aware. So this jnana chakshu, that is eye of wisdom, is highly individualized, and it is not but once it grows forever. So this is the belief of reincarnation. The principle, the objective of rebirth is because that sukshma sharira will take birth, again it will take birth, again it will take, until it is exhausted, it has exhausted its karma, its vasanas, those deep roots. ಅದು ಕತ್ತರಿಸ್ಬೇಕದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್. ಪ್ರಳಯ ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಬರ್ತ್, ಪ್ರಳಯ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೂ ಮತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ seed form, potential form, again it will take until its samskars or vasanas are clear. Majority of the population is in this mode. Very, very small realized souls are very small fraction, because this requires a faith and a strong effort. It requires faith, consistent effort, shraddha and effort, both. And abhyasa vairagya, he says, abhyasa vairagya. Abhyasa is consistent effort. Vairagya is dispassion to the worldly things. Andre, do the same thing, but not you show the different attitude. Ashte. So, idu helidmele, next he says, You please read this book also. So Swami Ranganathanandaji says that this is going beyond DNA, beyond the brain. Beyond the brain is a very objective and physical. Brain is physical. What we are talking about is subtler than brain. Yatanto yoginaschainam pashyantyaatmanyavasthitam yatantyopyakrutatmano nainam pashyantyachetasah. So, yatanto yoginaschainam. The yogis who strive, who are striving, who are doing this abhyasa, they behold him dwelling in oneself. Yatanto yoginaha cha enam pashyanti atmanyavasthitam. Those people who are striving to attain this state or perfection, who struggle, who work very hard to understand this truth, those are yogis in search of spiritual truth. Anyone who is going towards spiritual truth is a yogi. We all can be called in one way. If we are really seriously pursuing, then we are all in one form yogi in a different stage. We are beginners, maybe LKG, UKG, nursery, maybe. So he yatantopi akritatman. On the other hand, the unrefined, unintelligent, yatantopya kritatman. Akritatmano means one who is not putting this effort, even though he strives. So dwelling in yogi who strives for perfection. Yogi means who is connecting with him. Avunu, he actually behold him dwelling in oneself. But the unintelligent, unrefined, even though they are striving, see him not. Andre, what is the difference between these two? He has given two opposite. One is that what requires for us to develop this jnana chakshu is becoming a yogi. That means getting connected with the higher through consistent effort, striving very hard. The others, they also may be doing, but they are not so hardworking. They are unrefined. Unrefined, Andre, they are not following the rules to become a yogi, which we have discussed all these days. How to become a good bhakta, how to become, in the first few shlokas also he told. And what is that? He says, no, idu illa, sukha dukha bittu bidbeku, and nirmamo nirahankaraha, and tulya nindastu tirmauni. Ivanella, if we are working on ourselves along with connecting to the divinity, then we are called as a yogi. Without that, no, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi anta kutkondi eshtu madidruno avaniಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So see, these people are, though they are striving, though they are struggling, but they are not supposed to be yogi. Yogi is the one who connects, who has to connect with the divinity. So akritatmano is whose minds are not tuned with the yoga, whose minds are not attuned with the yoga, and who are able to handle only physical things and not higher. They cannot contemplate of higher. So such people cannot. Andre, to become a jnana chakshusha, there is a big road ahead. It is not so easy. You have to develop holistically. ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಜಪ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, you have to give up, plus detachment, plus discipline, plus there's so many things are there. But I want to do it because I get pleasure out of this andavnige, then he will see, not otherwise. Anta yadadityagatam tejo jagat. Did I miss any shloka here? I missed one aspect. I think shariram yadavapno. Please underline 8th shloka. No, I was wondering something is missing. 8th shloka, how does the Atman leave this body? There's one very beautiful, please. Vayur gandha nivashayat. Vayur gandha nivashayat. That's very important word actually. I'm sorry I missed it out. The Atman with the senses, as I told you, it leaves and it enters until we get rid of all our karmas. How does it live, Andre? He gives one example. Just as the way the wind, vayu, it carries the fragrance. How does it carry the fragrance? From somewhere wind is blowing. Alli ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೂ ಇತ್ತು. It will carry that smell and come to some distant places. Like that, the Atman with its momentum, it will carry the senses and go somewhere. So why I was so keen in bringing that word is, this Atman carries the senses and all that. It is trapped, but it is not attached. The wind blows. So there's a learning from Vayu also. Some commentator has mentioned. This Vayu, it blows Vayu just like the Vayu. Andre, what is that quality of Vayu which is similar to this Atman is the wind carries the fragrance, but wind does not become that fragrance. It only carries without getting attached. I hope you all are clear about this. Somewhere it goes, it carries a bad smell. Somewhere it goes, it carries a good smell. So it is immaterial for the wind per se, whether it is good or bad. Its job is to carry. So these people say, particularly Bannanje Govindacharya ಒಂದಿದೆ, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಲಿತ ಪಾಠ ಅಂತ. What do we learn from this? Nature, the wind, the fire, the water, the space. What else? Space, fire, water,
Earth.
which
Ether.
one?
Earth.
Earth. Yeah, earth. So even ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಪಂಚಮಹಾಭೂತಗಳು, they are all giving every these primordial elements have something to teach. One of them is this Vayu. It will go here, it will go there. Other attached to it's dharma adardo. It has to blow. The wind blows. It just goes. It doesn't get attached. So Atman are also like that. It will go. Sense ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನೋ affect ಆಗಲ್ಲ. We should be like that ಅಂತ. We should also, more closer we go to Atman, more we develop this Jnana Chakshu. What happens is, we learn to develop that anything that is happening, no problem. Good banta, I am still there. I will do my responsibility, whatever I am supposed to do. Bad days banta, I will still do. I will not be affected. I will remain like that wind, which will blow. I will remain like that earth, which only gives. The speciality of the earth is only to give. ಕೇಳೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಏನು. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ doesn't ask anything. Water, wherever you put, it will adjust. Put it in the bottle, it will become you can see the water in the bottle. Put it in the pot, it will become like a fire. Burns. Whatever you put, it burns. It just burns. Its property is to burn. No traces. Burn. ಹಂಗೆ ಆಸೆಗಳು, burn them. Space gives space also. What do we learn from space? It gives space for growth. Keep giving space for growth. ಆಕಾಶದಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು, ಪೃಥ್ವಿಯಿಂದ ಕೊಡೋದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು, ಬೆಂಕಿಯಿಂದ everything will become pure. You put it in the fire, it burns, and whatever remains also becomes pure, because when we do yajna and all that, ಅದರದು ಇದು ಹಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ashes, everything becomes ashes. Good, bad, everything. Vayu also good, bad, everything. Its job is to just flow. So like that, Atman is also like that. It doesn't get attached. ನೀನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯೋ ನಿನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ದು foolishness, we are so deluded. We are not able to experience that consciousness, that Jivatma, which is there during life, after life. Again, we are taking birth. If you remember, in Bhagavad, we had told that story, no? What is that? There was one very interesting, always I am with you anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು ಕೊನೆಗೆ. ಹಂಗೆ he is living with us, that Paramatma is with us, but we have to make an effort. If we make an effort, this life, ordinary life, becomes a very silly life. It becomes we will start living a very magnificent life. That is how we change our destiny. So now coming to 12th shloka. Yada dityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi yat chagnau tat tejo vidhi mamakam. So he's explaining about the property of the Atman, the light which residing in the sun illuminates the whole world. That also which is in the moon and in the fire, know that light to be mine. Previously also he told, in one shloka he says, no, that I shine through the sun. No sun can illumine me, no Chandra can illumine me. Now he's saying the light which is there in the sun and that illuminates the entire world, that also which is in the moon and in the fire, that light is mine. That means nothing, everything appears luminous, but that is a reflected light. It's not its own. What shines through the sun There are so many processes actually happening in the. I was asking my husband to actually what are those gases, like I couldn't, I mean, I didn't have time to, anybody knows what are the gases that fusion, he told one, fusion process, different gases are, there's a fusion of different gases that gives that chemical reaction from which the light comes out from the sun. All that is okay, but what provides the energy for that, and how does the fusion take place? He's telling it is through me. And the moon also, the light which is in the sun illumines the whole world. That which is in the moon, in the fire, know that light to be mine. So Surya is always, he brings that. Sun is actually a very powerful, uh, visible manifestation of the divine. If you see in the external world, apart from inside, outside, if you see, such a great phenomenon it is. The sun, isn't it? We take it for granted. Just for a while, if we think how brilliantly he shines, how consistently he comes. Every day we see him, every evening he sets, every morning he rises, without even one day of rest till pralaya happens. Once pralaya happens, sun, moon, everybody goes, everything goes back. Sun also is created just like a human being. Sun also is shining. In that, it's one of his vibhuti. Vibhuti yogadal ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Among all the this one, no, luminous bodies, I am the sun, because most brilliant, most shining person, like a star among that. So like that, he says that we must understand the light of the sun, which illumines every nook and corner. Every nook and corner. No, sunlight goes everywhere. ಅಷ್ಟು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. But who is behind that? It is me. And remember that the coolness or the light of the moon also is, but there is a different used there. Yada yada adityagatam tejo jagadbhasayate akhilam yat chandramasi yat chagnav tat tejo vidyamamata. So all this tejas of this fire, the brilliant fire which is burning, the brilliance of that, brilliance of the sun, and the cool light which is coming from the moon. All these are my reflected light. Anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. So even if we don't see anything, we can see those, and then next class I can talk about what we learn from sun, moon, and others. There is something called Avadhuta Gita. Just like Ashtavakra, Bhagavad Gita, Ashtavakra Gita, Uddhava Gita, Avadhuta Gita. So that I was listening, and beautiful how an Avadhuta tells Yati, what did I learn from the nature? The nature is a beautiful teacher. It's such a beautiful. We must become very subtle and understand and be aware what is happening around us. Then we can develop that jnana chakshu, our eye of that wisdom. Nature is not only to provide comfort for us, but everything in nature is there to teach us. It is only up to us to go beyond and learn. School nal kuda ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. There's a story about the tree. When a person is sitting under the tree, why are you sad ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತದೆ. I'm not having money. Cut my branches, go and do that. Cut my this. That story is very nice. Next class we can discuss about that. So every time when that boy comes to the sun, it is only giving. There is no expectation. But human, the worst species ever, in terms of always expecting. ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಳು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. Whole life goes in expectation, and that is how we develop that vasana. Roots, deep-rooted vasanas. Very difficult to cut, because every moment we are outside only expecting. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. One of the talk of Swami Sarvapriyananda, I will share if possible, otherwise you can search. So why is it that we are suffering? Andre, he tells one incident. He when he became he was inducted into sannyasa. So why have you come here anta aur gurugalu keltarante. Everybody says, I want to learn Upanishad, I want to learn Gita, I want to evolve myself, I want. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, did any of you say, I want to give this, I want to give? So nature is always giving. Giving is one of the tendencies which, if a human develops, is a straight path for wisdom. Giving, no expectation, I am enough. And there is a reason to be enough, because if you think of consciousness, it doesn't need anything. Self-sufficient by itself, happiness by itself, Sat Chit Ananda. In fact, Avadhuta Gita ಒಳಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನವನು, I should become like a fire, I should become like a water. Andre water, when you take a dip, particularly the Ganges, you'll feel so happy, so evolved. Eshtu abba anta, you'll really, really enjoy. Even taking a dip in a clean river, not shower, clean shower also will give, but clean river if you go, how beautiful. I remember my experience long back in Prayagraj. Really beautiful experience. And in Haridwar also. Cold water, but what a pleasant experience. So that water has that ability. So Avadhut, he says, let me become like water. Whoever comes to me, they should feel purified. I should become like fire. Whoever comes to me, they all their desires should become bhasma. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಹಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. That should be our aim. And these are all certain things which are, allied to Bhagavad Gita, and there's also Gita. So with that, I think we can wrap up for today. Any questions are there, we can take, or additions, we can, with that we can conclude. So the thing is, Jnana Chakshu means eye of wisdom starts developing when we become a yogi. We should become yogi. What is a yoginess? Who is a yogi? So many definitions Krishna gave. Yoga karmasu kaushalam anta heltane. Andre when we do our skillful action, and bhaktan ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, adveshta sarvabhutana maitraha karuna evacha. So like that, sometimes he uses yogi, sometimes sita prajna, sometimes. So but a yogi is one who's doing consistent effort. So two things, abhyasa, vairagya, dispassion. So at least wherever we feel we can, let us start practicing detachment or dispassion. For that, the mind cannot be blank. It should develop passion for this side, perfection, passion to improve, passion to evolve, passion for the divine. Then ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ dispassion ಬರ್ತದೆ. Otherwise, no, I don't want to get attached to this, I don't want to get attached. Then somewhere, if we don't anchor our mind will not develop detachment just like that. It has to have an anchor somewhere. Then ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Just as the ship, when it starts sailing, that anchor will become loose. He will remove that anchor, the sailor, and then he goes up. No doubt you have to remove. Even if you are directed towards that, automatically that anchor will dislodge from its base. So that is how our spiritual journey should be. So that is for today. Any additions or anything would you like to add, or you want to share? Any what I should say? Any attempts towards this passion you have got? This passion, if you have, you can share. You want to add anything for today's talk?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
one example, ma'am. One
Okay.
example of changing our destiny is about this. Panini, who wrote the Sanskrit grammar, he was
Yes.
told by one of the astrologers that he has no education line in his hand. And then he takes a stone and he rubs out the lines from his hand. So
Excellent
that is, I
example you
think,
are giving. Very good, very good.
one. And
Excellent.
then there is Kalidasa, who wrote Shakuntala,
Yes.
Valmiki, who wrote Ramayana.
Yes.
I
True.
think, yeah, it's all our
Yeah.
effort, like you told.
Effort, yes. Efforts. Correct. Very good example you are giving. ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. I think today's generation, no, we must keep telling them about their self effort. Then they will be drawn towards this philosophy, spirituality. We should tell, you have the power within you. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ್ರ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Advaita says you have the power. Obviously, it has the power. So very, very good examples you have given, Padmaja.
And also, ma'am, detachment is very, very difficult to practice, ma'am.
Yeah, of course it
Very,
is.
very difficult.
Oh, lives, so many births. Why you tell me again, as we told in this 15th chapter, our deep-rooted samskaras are there. ಈ ಜನ್ಮದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅದು, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ್ಮದ್ದು. But in that direction, if we go, slowly we pull that root. One day we will succeed. Alva.
You go back and forth so many times. ma'am. So many times.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. We have to again bring it back. Again bring, again do, again bring. It's like a constant effort. But that journey itself is good. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the journey. Yeah, dispassion is not easy, but an effort. Hanganta bidabardu adanna. You have to. That is the goal of human life. The goal of human life is to reach there only. That is our real direction. So constant ಈಗ how to do that ಬರೀ ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, action bit ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡೋದು, reading, constantly do one thing or the other, listen to the YouTube lectures, read good books, have company of holy people, get attached to people who don't who are of higher nature, keep some role model. If you start reading Ramakrishna, how many of you, I would suggest all of you visit Baswangudi or Suvarchala in Hyderabad, Ramakrishna Mission. Excellent books are there. Please read them. Vivekananda story odri. They lived with God anta one book ide. All Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's devotees. And then God lived with them anta innondide. Adan odidaga you will come to know they're all ordinary people like us who changed their destiny. Of course, their previous birth the homework irtade. But we never know where you are. We never know. So read those and keep doing one or the other thing related to spirituality. Initially, that is required. So we keep holy and protect from evil persons. Whoever is not matching with our uh, direction, our path, we must maintain distance from them. That also is there. ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡೋದು. That will build dispassion. It's not necessary that I do throughout the day, I do japa dhyana, and that's how I develop this passion. No, it need not be. Initially, we will start with multiple ways of developing this passion. Then one day we will reach. We will do little effort in this birth, next birth matte, but that will carry. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he says, it will not regress. Best part of spirituality is wherever you have grown, no, that will go forward. Matte mele hogtade adu. It will not come down. So it is difficult indeed. There is no doubt about it.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
this one, how to identify gunas means through constant observation only.
Our gunas, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, our gunas. Krishna has given. Actually, it's a nice exercise to make a checklist. Like I told Benjamin Franklin, no, make a checklist, reflect, and keep observing every day. End of the day, you write down. These are sattvic. Generally, we know sattvic guna andre one 10, rajasika these 10, ajasic. How many hours in a day I was very lazy? How many hours in a day I was active physically? How many hours in a day I was very calm, balanced? How many times did I lose my anger? When you start doing that, no, your gunas automatically will change. Take it from me. It will. That reflection is observation. It will make you aware throughout the day. But we will not observe others. We'll observe only ourselves. We will not see. We will see only ours. Entire Gita is for self-improvement. And that self-improvement will bring change in others. That we will not worry. Now, adapt agbeku with and go within. So you can observe and identify the gunas. But that's what I said. Then you will know predominantly am I sattvic, predominantly I'm rajasic, predominantly I'm tamasic. You will come to know. But there will be a mix, right? It cannot
Yes.
be, and two gunas will not, both states will not exist at the same time. At one time, only one guna will be there. If I'm now in sattvic guna, we're all in sattvic, let's say, because we are calm, we are not fighting, we are not aggressive, we are not losing our temper, we are in sattvikatan. So this time I'm sattvic. After I finish Bhagavad Gita, when I come out, how I will be, I have to observe, right?
Then I go home, ma'am.
Then that's your testing. That's the acid test for you. But actually, it will work, Padmaja. My experience is it works. In my experience, when I have started becoming more aware after these Gita sessions and all. So one experiment I did, because apart from our observation, when somebody, I told in my previous session, when they are in that fighting rajasic mode, you don't get into that. You say, I'll talk to you later after some time. then that person cools down, actually cools, he or she. And then in Sattvic mode, if you discuss, wonderful conversations will happen. But controlling our anger at that point of time is extremely important. But when you practice that, you'll enjoy, you'll feel, actually, I'm practicing and I have been successful many times, off late, not before that. Because when we attend Bhagavad Gita, when we take sessions, people will, it's not for people, but people will start having expectations, they will be observing. And Krishna himself tells that if you are my true devotee, manifest all this, try to manifest all this. And even if we make an attempt, if people observe that this person is making an effort to control her temper, that itself is a good thing. And that will ease other person also. They don't feel insecure or they have to fight back. It won't happen that way. So this Gita is a very good guide for us, actually. Observing our own mind. We are our own observers.
Now I have started
Ma'am?
one more exercise, ma'am. I
Ah.
have started seeing Guru in everybody. Let them be shouting, let them be friendly, whatever.
Very good, very good.
I think I have to learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
I'm not right, maybe in so many things. So I think it's better to perceive it like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
In
correct.
an environment which is not very conducive to too much for the spiritual growth, like we think. For them, spirituality may be something else.